Okay, it's Monday, September 14, 2020, and this is your weekly look at the latest Altos Research data that came in over the weekend for the entire US real estate market. The important macro trends of the 2020 market stay intact this week. Prices are remain elevated, incredibly tight supply, and seemingly unstoppable demand. Mortgage rates fell again this week, so it's pretty obvious that the cheap money is driving consumer demand. It's amazing how affordable a house is when your mortgage is under 3%. Americans are buying everything in sight. The median home price in the country this week ticked down just a little bit to $351,000. That's 8% higher than the same holiday week of last year. The third and fourth quarter are normally the seasonal times when prices pull back each year. So a little weekly dip is not cause for concern. It's actually healthy and reasonable. So that's the red line on this chart. You can see how elevated our prices are. Given that Americans have record levels of equity in their homes, we do not anticipate any dramatic flood of distressed sales coming in this fall. Even those 7%, about 4 million mortgages that are still in the forbearance process are not actually distressed. They have lots of equity in a market where they can sell really in a matter of days if they need to. So also note that the mortgage forbearance program has put 35, 40, 50 billion dollars of cash in the pockets of the homeowners in the last 6 months. These are people who haven't been making their mortgage payment and keeping that cash. It's an incredible stimulus. And expect that as the forbearance program ends, these people will choose to keep their homes and work out new mortgage payment plans. As has been true all spring and summer of this year, demand outpaces supply again this week, and our total inventory fell to 579,000 single family homes on the market. That's a little slower weekly decline, just under 1% fewer homes on the market this week than last. It's 40% fewer homes on the market than last year at this time. This chart here is always the most striking in the video, and the 2020 curve, the dark red line here, is only going down from here. What's interesting is that this is really a demand-driven phenomenon this year. Since July, the weekly supply of new homes hitting the market has been roughly in a normal seasonal range. We're simply buying more than are coming to market. So this week, for example, we had just over 70,000 new listings come to market. That's actually higher than last year during the holiday week. It's about 5,000 higher than last year at this time. The market usually takes a little bit of a breather over Labor Day, but not this year. So the dark red line here is where you can see how supply pulled way back in the beginning of the pandemic crisis and has since normalized to a weekly seasonal rate of new listings coming to market. So again, every week our inventory keeps dropping, and at this point in this crazy market, it's almost entirely a demand-driven phenomenon. And of course, since demand is sky high, so are the other leading indicators of future transaction prices. The headlines are going to be bullish for several months out. The percent of homes on the market with price increases, this is one I I introduced last week in the video. It jumped again this week. So remember that this metric is a signal of investor activity, of like fix and flips, of institutional players like iBuyers that are buy the home and then relist it at a higher price. This, and for example, in places like Texas this week, is showing super high and a greater rate of price increases. So the sellers see the demand, they raise their prices. So these homes that are on the market now increasing their prices will get offers in October, they close in November, and the headlines are going to be showing this pricing strength in November, December, and January. So that's why this is a signal that's important to those of us who are forecasting or interested in where the real estate market is going to go in the next several months. So that's the data this week. As always, visit altosresearch.com for the full details and the latest data. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the little subscribe button to make sure you get these videos and others every week. Please post your comments and questions if you have a view that you'd like us to explore. And come by altosresearch.com to get the source of the data, the reports in your inbox every week. Check in with us. Let us know if you want to see the product in more detail. As always, thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.